being here. What's up, everybody? Today is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. We welcome each and everyone to the podcast of Walking This Way's Impact Voice. I'm your host, Ferman Jackson Jr. with Miss A, a.k.a. Anna C. from Mobile, Alabama. The one with the passion to win, Coach Shae from Dallas, Texas. Also the king of Mississippi, Kenny Primetime win for Ocean Spring, Mississippi. And we're very proud and very glad to be back in your presence one more time here on this Tuesday, July 19, 2022. We are halfway through 2022. Hope everybody's getting things done, getting some stuff ironed out, hashed out, drag out, whatever you want to call it. And we also live streaming as well on Facebook Live. So we want you to like, comment, share. We want to hear from you. And we have a very special guest tonight. She's a high caliber player. She's a franchise player. She's a CEO. She's a woman of determination. She's a woman of class. And we have Miss Sheri Richardson with us tonight. She's going to chop it up with us. She's going to hang out with us tonight. And we're going down tonight. You know how we do on Impact Voice. We know we got some firepower. I got the king and I got the two queens with me once again tonight. You know they're going to do that. They're going to lay their segment down. You know they're going to bring that heat. They're going to bring that fire. And also, Shae been doing some MMA stuff. So if you don't pay attention, she will kick your butt. So we're going to get off it too. So sports with the man himself, Kenny Primetime Will. You know, football season is coming. College football, Roll Tide, of course. You know, even though I live here in Dallas, I'm still claiming Bama because I am from Alabama. Big shout out to Mobile, of course. So, Kenny, go ahead and take away with the latest sports news updates. And by the way, how about them Cowboys? Go ahead.
Now we on the same page. You know, I was with you all the way up to Alabama Crimson Tide. But anyway, welcome everybody to another edition of You in the Prime Zone with your host, Kenny Primetime Williams. I'm so glad to see everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody is here in good health, good energy, and everybody's here good. So look, we got a little news coming out of the sports area. But before I do that, I would like to give my shout out to the city of Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, all over the surrounding areas. You are tuned in. You got me, your boy, Kenny Primetime Williams. I've missed all y'all thousands of people out there. I know you missed me too. So let's get into some sports. Look here. Before I go into the big professional things, I'm going to give shots out to the young people that's playing sports. These kids been in the heat day in, day out. Two-day starts for high schools all around the area. I'm pretty sure in every state, these kids are going at it. So if you're a parent of these children that's working hard to get prepared for the upcoming football season, keep your kids hydrated, motivate them, talk to them. I walked past some guys today, they was working so hard in the weight room, then going hitting the field, they getting prepared, they have a destination or a goal to reach. And I really, really applaud them for that. So big shouts out to all the area high schools that's getting ready for the upcoming season. Coaches, staff, players, trainers, and everything. You guys stay hydrated and best of luck to you in the upcoming season. Now let's head to football. NFL, all NFL teams are now have reporting to OTAs. The season has begun, ladies and gentlemen. When you go to training camp, and you be gone away from your family. You're isolated from the world almost until after preseason. So all 32 teams have now reported for training camp. A lot of contract talks for different players. As far as Cam Newton is still concerned, Odell Beckham is still out there as a free agent. No one has picked him up yet. A lot of players are still uncertain whether they're going to sign back with the team or not. So we're still looking into it. And by preseason, we should have a full final roster of who will be returning and who will be going, or if they will be joining a new team on next year. Moving on to the NBA, there's still some talks about Kyrie Irving going to Showtime in Los Angeles to LA to reunite with the King LeBron James in trade talks for Russell Westbrook. I personally don't think that's a good trade. I don't know what you out there in the radio land would see it as, but I would rather keep Russell Westbrook, even though Kyrie is a great player. He's a champion as well. I think that his demeanor will hurt the team more than help the team. But that's just my personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know nothing. I'm just a sports guy. I don't know. But There's still some talks in the works, so we're going to wait and see how they finalize that and everything. Now, last night was the home run derby with Juan Soto coming in and knocking every pitch he had out the park. Took the home run derby crown home. Tonight is the All-Star game. Tonight is going to be a great night, a great matchup. East versus West, and I'm looking forward to a great baseball game tonight. I hope you tuned in. You're at home, relaxing after a long day's work. You're sitting on your couch. Turn to the baseball game and watch a old school baseball game. You never know what you might see or who you might see. All right. But that's all the time I have for you right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am enjoying and I love each and every one of you guys. We have a special guest tonight, Miss Richardson. I know she's going to set the house on fire. So I want to give thanks to everybody that's tuned in. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. Back to you, Mr. Ferman.
Appreciate you, King of Mississippi himself, King in Primetime, when we cover the latest sports news and updates. I also, man, give a big shout out to all the players that are getting ready for camp. Big shout out to the rookies that are trying to make the roster. Big shout out to them young men. Them young men work their butt off in order to make it to the league. They're set their families up for generations to come. Young men, take pride in making it to the NFL, because the NFL is not a right, it's a privilege. So a lot of young guys didn't even make it to the NFL, but if you've been privileged to make it to the NFL, take advantage of the opportunity, learn the game, invest your money wisely, and most importantly, take care of your family. That's what it's all about. So on to that, we got some, of course, entertainment news with the girl herself, Coach Shae. She has a passion to win. She's been doing some MMA training, of course, some boxing training, and just don't get on her bad side. So, Shae, take away with the latest sports. Not say sports, my bad. Entertainment news.
Hey, everybody, it's Coach Shae again. Yes, y'all, I have been just been really exploring my realm, really doing some more things, getting some more training myself so I can be more effective with my clients. So I can't wait to show Ferman some new things that I learned when he come into class tomorrow. So it's about to be lit, y'all. It's about to be lit. But as I promise y'all, as I always come with the celebrity tea, and as I promised, I would keep y'all updated with Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Now she is Miss Jennifer Affleck. They went ahead and got married, you guys. But they didn't do the wedding that I wanted. I told y'all what I had expected. I expected the big wedding. I wanted the wedding that was half the price of her ring. And her ring was $8 million, y'all. It was a very, very expensive ring he got. It was 8.5 carat. And it was a green, like a green diamond on her head. It was bomb. I was expecting the big wedding, y'all, but they went to Vegas and eloped like some kids. They said they could not wait any longer. They went ahead and they eloped. So congratulations to you kids going and getting married and stuff and eloping in Vegas. All right, y'all. Once again, Orlando Brown publicly humiliates himself. Did I mention once again? I'm so sick of it. Okay, so recently during an interview with Funny Marco, he was asked when was the last time that he watched 106 in Park. So he was like, when it was hot. And everybody was looking like, okay, when it was hot, when Bow Wow was hosting. And this boy comes out and say, well, Bow Wow had some bomb coochie. Okay, but he said the explicit word. We're gonna keep it nice and right, okay? But he said he came out and said Bow Wow has some bomb coochie on the line. On it. I could not believe, y'all. He continues to public humiliate himself. That's like when they asked him about Raven Simone and he started talking about the skiddly giddly bop bop. Okay, y'all remember that. Y'all know, y'all just can't ask this man nothing. Mental health is real. Y'all need to stop interviewing him for these views and likes. I'm sick of it. I know this is what y'all doing. That's exactly what y'all doing. Y'all getting this man for the likes and views. I'm sure that this video probably has about 1.7 million views. The last time I looked on YouTube, it had about 1.7 million views. So Funny Marco did his thing and got his YouTube ratings to shoot through the roof. Go ahead, Marco. I see you. Bow Wow's response to this was he's a 35-year-old man and he do not play them kind of games. He said, but nobody really paying attention to Orlando Brown. And y'all know that he has these mental health issues. So y'all let him make it. Bow Wow said he's gonna let him make it. Y'all, we gonna leave him alone, okay? We ain't gonna do too much to him. Y'all, I also told y'all I keep y'all updated with Elon Musk on that Twitter deal. So our boy Elon Musk is backing out, you guys. And Twitter is saying that they're trying to sue Elon Musk because he doesn't want to continue on with his contract. He doesn't want to complete the acquisition process with Twitter any longer. I think he might have realized that $44 billion can be spent elsewhere, maybe. But he's saying that they didn't tell him enough information about the bots and how to really control the platform. So he's like, I don't want to be involved. Twitter, I'm going to retract my money back. Thank you. Also, y'all, this was some hot news for me, and I'm really just finding out, which I'm kind of sad about, but of course I'm keeping y'all up to date because now the court date's gonna come. And later news, A$AP Rocky, y'all know he don't even really be in the news. A$AP Rocky allegedly was arrested from a trip coming from Barbados. He was arrested. This was back in April, right? So the first baby, him and Rihanna, is about to be born. Rihanna says, you have to be here for our baby's birth. Rihanna puts up $550,000 to bail A$AP Rocky out of jail, y'all. Is he an asset or a liability? If you're watching this on Facebook, comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. I want y'all to know, is this man about to become a liability for her, or is he an asset? Because at this point, she just spent $500,000 to bail him out of jail, and he has a alleged shooting that he was involved in. The man did survive, but they were saying aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and he's looking at a court date coming around August the 17th. So I'll keep y'all updated on what that's gonna be like. And that's me. That's all I got for sports news.
Appreciate you, Coach Shae. Thank you for the latest entertainment news. Yeah, you did say sports news.
Hey.
But the show still goes on. Hey, it happens. It happens. Show still goes on, of course. But once again, we know the energy is high. We know that excitement is high. Like I said, we want to thank everybody for being here. God bless everybody that's being here tonight. We also live streaming right now on Facebook. So we want you to like, we want you to comment, we want to hear from you. Big shout out to Mr. Brooks that's in the comment section. He said good evening to the panel. We're very, very excited about being here. Growth elevation that's taking place. And I just want to read I got some of my notes right quick before we get off with Anna to find out the tip. This is from The Alchemist. The Alchemist is a book that's been around for a long time. It's a famous book. The author's name is Paulo Coelho. And he said something in the book that really struck with me. I got to highlight it for years. And it said, if you pay attention to the present, you can improve upon it. And if you improve on the present, what comes later will also be better. So right now, the past is the past. All that we got is the present. Don't worry about the future. We so focused on the future. We focus on the future. We're going to just repeat the same thing we're doing. But if you want to make improvement right now while you're alive. Because like Christ said, work while it's day, for the night when no man should work. So once we close our eyes, we don't wake up no more. That's it. So take advantage of the opportunity while we're alive. Improve in some areas in your life. Don't deceive yourself. You're not playing nobody. At the end of the day, you play yourself. So always improve upon your present, and the best gonna come for you. Before we get ready to get off into our Q&A with the woman of the evening, we got Anna C, Miss A, of course. She's gonna bring you some hard-hitting financial tips. So if you're all about getting your money right, take heed to it. If you have a problem with your money, you have a problem. And it's not wrong. You have a problem. We all have a problem. When you admit the problem, you get the problem solved, correct? So Anna, go ahead and take away the latest news updates with the financial tips.
Good evening. Everybody is into sports tonight, but it is Anna C, the spending plan specialist, and I want to talk to you about money. A lot of times we talk about saving, getting out of debt, how to increase your net worth. All of those things are super important, but let's really get down to the nitty-gritty and realize it really starts with mindset. You can know what to do, but if you aren't taking action steps to do better, it's not going to benefit you at all. And so a lot of times we have to dismiss the bad money habits that we've been taught and have inherited over the years from our parents, parents, and our parents. We only know what we know, but we're in an age, in a society where the information is readily available. We have to be open to receive that new information and to run with it, okay? So we have to start educating ourselves. Now, our parents did not do us a disservice. They taught us to the best of their ability. And like, if any parents are watching tonight, I absolutely know you want the best for your children, right? And I'm sure they want the best for us. But if we are able to be better, let's do that. Let's start implementing knowledge is power. Can we start shifting our mindset? Because we talk about saving, but there's only so much saving you can do, people. With prices going up and pay rates aren't matching inflation, sometimes you need to just earn more income. It's only so much cutting back you can do. You definitely need a spending plan and a budget. Don't see it as limiting yourself, but you do need to organize your finances and get those things under control. And in order to do that, sometimes we just need to earn more. So what are some options you have? Because there are only so many hours in a day. It's only so many jobs you can work. So we have to start educating ourselves to start doing things that are passive, okay? How can we generate passive income that comes into our families? How can we create inheritance that we can pass on so we can create generational wealth and legacies? It sounds good, right? But are any of us really doing what it takes to create it? I see these Facebook posts, these Instagram posts every day talking about, let's create generational wealth. Let's build legacies. What are you doing to build that generational wealth? And I got something popping up here. So if you aren't sure, or you do not have a clear financial plan to help you reach those goals, you need to sit down with a professional. You need a financial coach, advisor, or planner. Because you can say it, but unless you have a roadmap, it's going to be very hard to get to your final destination. If you're looking for ways to increase your income, yes, sometimes earning more, asking for a pay raise, if you're deserving of it. Let's speak up and get what we deserve, all right? Let's start going for positions that pay more. A lot of times we have loyalty with companies that do not have loyalty with us, right? We could die today and they're gonna replace you tomorrow, if not the same day. So sometimes you need to move, transfer, if it makes sense financially for you and your family. Let's start making some moves, okay? And sometimes linear moves can propel you as well. So don't stay stuck in a position that is not advancing you. If you have not received a pay raise in the last year to 2 years, it's time for you to either request one or get out, right? So let's increase our network. If we need to ask for overtime, if we need to pick up a side job, but let's realize that there is money in ownership. The real wealth comes when you become an owner, an entrepreneur. You open or start a business. Now, it's not something that you can do overnight, but we can take baby steps to get us in this position and to get us ready. We can start affiliating ourselves with opportunities to build these businesses, right? So don't be so closed-minded to opportunities. And it's also okay to understand every opportunity may not be for you. But if what you're doing currently isn't working, maybe something you haven't been doing is what you need, right? Because a lot of times we say, well, that's not for me. Well, how do you know until you try? We did not know how to drive until we were taught how to drive. No one ever said, well, I don't think driving's for me. I don't know how to do it. But we did. We got behind that wheel, right? And we kept on doing it. I don't know anyone who says, I don't think walking is for me. We kept on trying until we mastered it. And so we need to make sure we're staying open to opportunities because they will pass us by. And we need to get in rooms where we're having conversations about growing our wealth, growing our income, and learning how to manage our spending. Do not spend everything you earn. Now, in the next conversation, I'm going to talk about some side hustles we can get into to start earning some passive income, the best ways you can start investing as a beginner investor, right? I know y'all want to know, what's the best way? Is it through the stock market? Is it through real estate? Is it through owning a business? I'm going to give you those inside tips on our next conversation. We're going to talk about that and how to really create some generational wealth. But I'm ready to hear from Miss Richardson. I think she's my cousin, y'all. She just don't want to accept me yet. We're going to find out. But if you are looking for more money tips, more ways to increase your income and protect it, be sure to drop me a message in the comments, drop me a DM. I definitely will respond.
Awesome, Anna. It's going down in the DM, as they say. Appreciate you, Anna, with the knowledge that you're bringing to the table. Also, we want to thank everybody once again for tuning in with us tonight here on Walking This Way Impact Wars podcast. Once again, we are live streaming right now on Facebook, so we want you to like, we want you to comment, we want you to share, get those thumbs up, get those hearts up, and we want to hear from them. I'm very excited about tonight. We did a very special edition last Saturday Night Live. It was hot. It was on fire. It was on point. It will be a part 2 coming soon, so I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about what's going on in this time, what God is doing for each and every one of us. I'm very excited. I went to a branding and marketing class today. Very excited, great information. And it's something that I'm going to implement here on the podcast for the very first time. Every time we have a guest on, we're going to do a little introduction. And I sent the questions to her. She responded back to them. So, of course, I'm going to read these introductions. Of course, we know we have Miss Sheri, of course. And I asked her what she do. She said, help entrepreneurs get money while working less. Then I asked her, something fun about you. She said, my favorite thing to do is laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. And then another thing I asked her was, what you need today? She said, a winning lotto ticket. She needed a winning lotto ticket. You see, y'all listen to that. I asked what she needed today. She said she needed a winning lottery ticket. And then I asked her, the fifth thing I asked her was, what's wicked smart tip? And she said, hang with people on your level and right above your level to level up. So it's something we're going to be doing here on Walking This Way Impact Wars podcast with our guests, send these questions out to them, they respond back, and we're going to read it out here on the podcast. So, Sheri, thank you once again. You go ahead and come on in. We welcome you here to the podcast. We thank you for taking time out. We see you got that $1 billion smile. You're like, Anna got a $1 billion smile. You got one too. It's just like something wrong. Next money.
It's because we cousins.
That Richardson smile. It's the rich smiles right there.
But once again, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. I know I did a little. I know you respond to the introduction I gave, but I know you got some more in-depth stuff. That was just on top of the surface, you know.
The icing.
Exactly. I want to go deep into. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience that's listening to you right now, and we're gonna get off into some Q&A, some conversation with you, and go ahead and fire away.
Hey. So thank you so very much for having me. And y'all, Miss Anna was dropping mad facts. I don't know if y'all saw me over here, but I was going in because she was spitting mad facts. I hope there's some comments on what y'all doing to build generational wealth because I want to see it. So I am Sheri Michele. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I am a leadership and business development expert. So I help entrepreneurs delegate a whole bunch of unnecessary tasks that they doing so that they can make more money working less and doing the things that they love in their business. I am a investor of real estate, of stock options, of crypto. I also am licensed in insurance and as an adjuster and as an agent. And I enjoy meeting people, having fun, making smiles, and of course, making money. Because, yeah, why not?
That's a good thing because I heard something today when I was to class today, and the lady said, if money have not changed you, you're not doing something right.
You know what? Money is not the thing that changes you. Money is a byproduct of you changing yourself.
Yeah, and when I got what she was saying that, because she was saying you got money, you're going to live in the best neighborhood, you're going to get the best help, you got children, you're going to get them the best education. So people had a different terminology on that. So
I think money makes you more of who you already are. So when we get more money, that's why you see people, they'll win the lottery and still end up broke because their habits haven't changed, right? So
They broke minded.
if you are a mean person with more money, you're just going to be a rich mean person. But if you are a kind person and you start getting abundance, you become more of the person you already are. You become a better giver. You become someone who patrons others, someone who serves. So you do elevate because money is a tool which is used to, put you in different positions. It creates more moments. It creates accessibility, right? But it just makes you more of who you already are.
That and money is an energy though, right, y'all? Like I get where she was coming from, but
it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Yeah. Money is an energy. Like first you attract the money and then you become the money. That's how it's an energy.
But
what y'all think about money mantras? Because we do affirmations for everything else. So what you see the TikToks where they be like, money comes to me.
I really try to learn.
Money stopped me, and I ain't getting no restraining order neither. Okay.
so we all believe you speak it, you shall receive it. Is that
absolutely?
Yeah, it's mindset, and it's all about getting to the I am, and it's all about knowing who you are, developing who you are, not doubting yourself, but knowing the terminology and the identity. Because you have money, I won't be talking about this tonight, but you have me. Okay, if I have money, I'm gonna live in the best neighborhood. I am not gonna live in a high crime area. I'm gonna live in the best neighborhood. I want my wife to have the best house. Even though I'm not married, I'm single, but I want her to have the best house. I want my kids to live in a nice house if I have kids. I want them to go in the best school. Let me say, I don't know. When I say if I have kids, I always want to put my kids in private school. I always wanted my children in private school where they be dressed up, going up. I always wanted that.
I think that's right. I think money doesn't really change you, it enhances. Because you can still be your original person. You can be your original self, but when you have money, you're going to be yourself times two.
Right. That's
and
true.
So, I agree with you on that. I would love to be in a neighborhood, a gated area. Sometimes I could be well off, the only person on the street. I'd be fine with that.
Exactly.
Every human being have a different approach at money. Money comes from all different corners, and there's so much opportunity and so much the still stands to this day. If money is the root of all evil, you can bring money up and you can get by the world if you got enough money to do that.
Yeah. Somebody will
sell it to you.
Yeah, okay, and I know for now, and I know within the church realm, and I am a believer, of course. People misquote that scriptures are wrong for so long. They used to say, money is root of all evil. Don't they say the love of money?
The love of money.
That means if you love something so much, you'll do anything for it. That means you'll kill for it. You'll sell your body for it. You'll do crazy stuff to gain it. Yeah, and that's not good. There's nothing wrong with having wealth.
But you will fall in love with it.
Yeah, you got to.
You'll fall in love with it. Name a human being fell in love with money.
I think so. Fall in love with the feeling of the abundant feeling of having the money. Like for me, it would be the feeling that come with all this abundance, like knowing that my gifts that God gave me are paying me. Like that's abundance mindset. Like my gifts and my talents, they paying off. It shouldn't be like, money's changing me and it's making me be this messed up individual, or I gotta upgrade to make myself. I think a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. Like
they do.
I like to paint this image like wealth don't look like a lot of what we see, especially if we looking at like the industry and all this. Like that really ain't a great example of wealth, but that's the shit that people really feed into and they really go by. But if y'all take y'all views off of these artists and all these people that y'all see, y'all will really see where wealth really lies and what they really doing in Wealthyville.
Man, come tell
Sheri,
you
what you think?
Go ahead.
So money is for the wealthier, the 5%ers. Money is literally just a tool. The money is not the important part. If we could do what we do with peanuts, or we could do what we could do with shellfish, we would do that. But the commodity that everybody understands and respects is money. So we lead with that. But at the same time, on the back end, money is not the important part. The important part is the communities that we're building. The important part is the people that we're helping. So I don't think of money in the same term as, oh man, I got to get some money today. No, who can I help today? Whose issue can I solve today? Because the money is going to be a byproduct of me helping somebody. Because you're right, money comes from all corners, but every corner got people in it. So your money comes from people. So when you help people, that's when the byproduct of you becoming a helper is what's going to create the abundance.
Yeah. So you believe that abundance comes from a form of servant leadership?
Every person who is in abundance is a servant. Facebook, they're connecting people to other people. You're connected to people who you haven't talked to in 10 years before you got on Facebook. Microsoft, Bill Gates, he's connecting people to the internet. Like every person who has a immense amount of wealth. Amazon is connecting people to the products that they need for their lives to be easier. You are solving a problem. That's what wealth is created from. What people who are wealthy are problem solvers. I call CEOs firefighters because we are fighting fires all day long.
I agree with that.
Like a quiet day for me is where I don't get no questions.
Okay. Also, I got some comments too in the comment section. Mr. Brooks says rich and wealthy aren't the same thing. What y'all say about that?
It is not. And I have a perfect example for that. P. Diddy versus Warren Buffett. P. Diddy versus Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett can, and I did the calculations, y'all. Based on net worth, Warren Buffett can purchase 125 P. Diddy's. Based on net worth. Warren Buffett drives a Cadillac or a Corolla, depending on the year, all paid in cash. He lives in the same house that's been paid for the last 30 years. He does not front, and he does not live on cash. The wealthy don't live on cash. Cash is very lowbrow. If you pay attention to wealthy people, most of them, their net worth is in stock because you can't tax it. It's tax loopholes that they're looking for. So they don't want a salary. They want stock in a company because they can take that stock to a bank and borrow against it and then live off of loans that aren't taxed. It's just interest, which is way less than what the government wants. It's a whole mindset change when you get to a certain level.
No, go ahead.
So, I was just finishing up, girl. So everyone focuses on the money, but it's more so the strategies behind it that most people miss out on. Because it's enough money out here for everybody. And so for people I'm a firm believer that if you broke in 2022, it's your fault. It's your fault. I'm going to throw it out there. It's on you. It's too many ways. If you got a car, it's too many ways to go out here and deliver something. If you got internet, it's too many ways to get too many social medias you can get on here and make some money. Broke is a choice in 2022.
I absolutely agree with that. It kind of goes hand in hand with notoriety, celebrity, fame, popularity versus wealth accumulation, right? Because a lot of us have been tricked into thinking that we've reached this ultimate success when we're well known and well liked, but we see often there are a lot of celebrities who are not currently wealthy. Now, keep in mind, you can use your notoriety, you can use your popularity, and you can use your celebrity to gain wealth. but that does not make you wealthy because you are a celebrity, right? Just getting likes does not, equate to dollars. You have to transfer that. You can turn it into something that generates revenue. At the end of the day, we got to call it, what it is. And she's absolutely right. It's if you're limited in this time and age, there's a block on you. And a lot of times we put limits on how wealthy we see ourselves, our belief levels. We put limits on ourselves and what we're willing to do to attain, that wealth, because we have it in our mind. We can't reach it. It's undoable. It goes back to mindset, right? Because if you broke, like she said, you could do X, Y, and Z. What's stopping you from doing it? You're the person who's saying, well, I don't want to do that. Well, I ain't never did that before. Well, I don't know nothing about it. So yeah, that's a mental block that's keeping you from becoming lucrative. But it's absolutely fine because everyone's needed to make the world go round. Everyone will not be a boss. Everyone will not be an entrepreneur. That does not make you less, okay? Because you can be wealthy, working a 9-to-5, but we do understand that you can amass greater wealth and ownership, right? But we need each other. We need people who are still working. We need people who still running the companies, having a 9. We need nurses. I'm so glad the nurse who takes care of me when I'm sick did not quit her job, okay? I'm so glad my doctor is my doctor. I'm so glad to have the people at the bank. So we all need each other, but you're absolutely right. If you broke, it's because you choose to be, because it's so many ways to create wealth. And just because you're rich does not mean you wealthy. You're right.
And I also got some more comments too from Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks on point. He said, I studied Buffett in college and follow his story to this day. I model many of my tactics after his philosophy, so Mr. Brooks said. Also, Mr. Brooks said, you must monetize your passions. That's one way to approach things, which I said, what do you say about that, Sheri?
So I agree and disagree with that because
that's my cousin.
I agree and disagree with that. And the reason that I say I agree, because when you do what you love, you don't work. And I absolutely positively love what I do. But there have been years where I did things that I did not love what I did, but I did it because it was for future Sheri and future Sheri's generational wealth. And so one of the things, there was a movie, Crazy Rich Asians. And one of the things that was so profound about that movie was the lady said, people are so caught up in passion that they don't realize that they're losing wealth. Sometimes you have, and let me be perfectly clear, as a CEO, and if you're taking the entrepreneur route, you're going to eat crow every day. So there's going to be something in every day that you're going to do that you don't want to do. So it's not always just about passion. You have to get past the passion part and see what the purpose is. Because the purpose, it needs to be the passion, because you'll do whatever. And the egos have got to die. As a person who has multiple 6-figure things going on, I will go out and deliver groceries if I need to. If my company requires me to get equity right now and needs me to have some cash flow and Instacart is going to provide it, I'm going to go do it. If I need to go and sit in somebody's grocery store for a couple of hours and bring some people up so that I can do what I need to do for my family, then that's what I'm going to do. Because as a CEO, my purpose is to make sure that my company is viable as in whatever means is necessary. And some of y'all need to get off y'all high horses. And I'm saying it, I ain't come to play today. So if you got soft feelings and need kid gloves, this ain't the podcast for you today. Okay, boo boo, come back when Barney and friends is here, and they will cock you to whatever delusion you need. But today, you about to get the whole Ruby Tooty Fruity, okay? This ain't, entrepreneurship is a long-term goal. It's not something that's microwavable. It's not something that you're going to do overnight, and it's not something that you can do by yourself. So passion is absolutely 100% something that you need to have, but it's not passion for what you're doing. It's passion for the purpose that you're working towards.
Right. And I know that people use that word passion a lot. What about discipline? I know you got to be disciplined.
Ooh, child.
You got to be disciplined. I believe in discipline. Discipline is important.
What you about to say, Shae?
I said the discipline piece is probably the hardest part. That I found as being an entrepreneur is being like self-discipline. But like I was gonna talk about this too. Like we always say, well, I'm lacking motivation or I'm lacking self-discipline, right? But we really don't lack it, right? Like we have self-discipline, we use it, we just don't use it in every area of our life. We have to take whatever you discipline in. And I tell people that when they first join the program, if you discipline and going to work and you gotta get up every day and you gotta go into work on time, apply that same pressure to everything in your life. And that's how you become more disciplined. Use the same discipline and apply it across the board. And that's what we don't do. We be one area and not some others.
I have a problem with discipline, and I completely agree with you, Coach Shae, but there's a different motivator in each area of discipline. So on top of what you're saying, I say find what motivates you in that area. So like going to work, my motivation is not being homeless. So I can get up to keep a roof over my head a little bit easier than it is for me to go to the gym. However, my motivation to go to the gym is if I'm not motivated to go, I need to have a partner to meet me there because I'm very disciplined at meeting people. So if I have an appointment with somebody, I'm gonna show up. And since I'm there, I'm gonna do the work. So the way that I overcome my mishaps in the gym area, because I go, is I'll have a partner or I get a personal trainer. Now I have an appointment to show up to. And that's my discipline. So I applied the area that works for me into other areas to make sure that how it works and how it works. You got to find the thing that motivates that discipline.
Yes. Definitely. And you said, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ferman.
I'm a gentleman. Ladies first, go.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
I do. When you say, when people say, oh, do something that you're passionate about, it's going to make you a lot of money. And I feel like we can kind of tie passion, motivation, discipline. We can tie it together, but all of y'all, like everything you both said, Shae, Sheri, y'all were on point with it. Like passion cannot be the only thing you're using to generate income because we got to be realistic because every passion will not, make you rich. It will not make you wealthy. Every passion
Ask a teacher. Ask a teacher.
You can be passionate about teaching, social work. It's a lot of things that does not match what you are compensated for. So, but you can use your passion to create income, right? Because if you have a passion to serve, you may do something to increase your income so you can be that bigger servant, right? So that's a way of using your passion. And I'm not saying that you cannot generate income in your passion and your purpose, but that can't be the only thing that gets you going. Because you might be passionate about whales. I don't know how much money you making watching whales all day, okay? We got to generate some income. That's what makes the world go round. We still got bills to pay, right? And so when we talk about discipline and motivation, a lot of times when people are lacking motivation, they just stop. So that's where discipline has to come in, right? There has to be a level of discipline, but you can tie it together. Like Sheri said, if you know yourself, a lot of times people use trauma. And I want to teach us that we don't have to use trauma to propel us. But I'm going to give you a good example. People will wait till they're fired to get out there and get it. They could have been doing that, right? Or my ex left me, I'm going to show him, and they get that get back body. Right? Your old lady leave you and now I'm about to step my income up. I'm gonna show her what she's missing out on. So some people are propelled by trauma. Some people are propelled by their purpose. Like if I sacrifice and I do this, what can I accomplish? What can I become? So whatever moves you, you got to tap into it. Now, if the trauma help you, man, go for it because you might blossom. But if you're pushed by your passion to grow your wealth, use that as well. But at the end of the day, everybody got a why. Okay, it could be a good why or a bad why, but either way, what you gonna do with it?
We were talking about some interesting stuff. I had some question stuff for some reason. We went to a whole nother dimension, which is a good thing. I love this. We talking about, every time I do have questions, and Anna could tell you, I don't even answer the question. You don't even give the question for real. But anyway, let's talk about accountability. Having people holding us accountable. People love to have, I'm gonna say people. Some people love to have yes men and yes women around them, telling them, they doing wrong, they'll tell you, yeah, you got that, or you showed it right. But and in their mind, they know they're doing wrong. What about having accountability when it comes to business? Have somebody tell you when it's time to sit your butt down. Them type of people in your corner. A lot of people get mad at them type of people. They always say, they just hating, but correction is love. So what do y'all say about, since we got, I guess, Sheri, what you say about accountability, having more accountability in our business endeavors?
Okay. Growth only comes when you're uncomfortable. And massive growth comes when you are just like, whoa. I listened to Grant Cardone, and one of the things that he says is if you want to grow, like really, really grow, you have to start at zero every day. So one of the things that he like preaches on is act like you never have money. Make sure you zero out as much as possible because that money is a false reality to you. So the statement that I said, make sure if you want to level up, have people at your level and people above you. That's how I have my circle set up. So at a couple of years ago, I found myself in a position where I was the highest earning person I knew. And that's a terrible position to be in for growth because nobody can tell me anything because they're not at my level or above. That they can only come from me at a level below me, and that's not helpful. So you want to have people who are at your level because those are the people who are going to keep you in motion. You can't stay still if every time you talk to your friend, they're releasing something or they're working on something or they're going somewhere. Like every time I talk to my friends, it's like, hey girl, what you doing? Oh, I'm about to drop a podcast. Let me hit you back. Or oh, I'm just finishing up my book that I'm writing. Or oh, we're I just got off the phone with so and so. We're talking about building a subdivision. These are the conversations that I have. So I can't be like, oh well, I'm just watching TV. They gonna drop me. I have to be doing something to make sure that my friends, like when we had those conversations, I was like, girl, me too. Girl, I got things going on too. I'm on a podcast too. Hey y'all, I'm on a podcast. so you have to have those people, and when you have people that are at your level, and when you're having those downtimes, because entrepreneurship is a whole grind, y'all. So when I'm having those downtimes and I done had a really bad day and I got really beat up, I need somebody who understands. Like I need people who are in my industry. I had a client who started the same kind of company as I did. And our mutual friends were like, ooh, are you okay? Like, I was like, man, what? I'm so happy for him. Like, so now when something happens, he'll call me and be like, girl. And I'll be like, I know. Because it's not competition out here. There are 3 people on the planet that's worth over $100 billion, and there's still money for all of us. It's plenty out here. So it is no competition. It's only collaboration. Y'all learned the wrong C word. I'm sorry. So you want to have those people who are above you because they've already been in your position and they pulling you up and telling you what mistakes not to make. So accountability is huge. If it's something that I don't want to do and I know that I don't want to do, I did it today. I was talking to one of my homeboys and I'm getting good on social media. And I was like, I got to get on TikTok. He was like, you're right. You got to get on TikTok. So I said, all right, bet. Here's what I'm going to do. I got till Sunday to make a video or I owe you $500. Guess who's going to have a video on TikTok by Sunday?
You.
Yeah, you gotta, sometimes I like that.
Girl, I be the made that TikTok right now. Hold on. Make that
And
TikTok
he
right now.
probably watching, so he can co-sign. I said, if I don't have a TikTok up by 5 o'clock Sunday CST, I owe you $500. And he will be at my house to collect his $500. So, yes, accountability partners is absolutely positively necessary in this game because it is discipline is one thing, but there are going to be some days where I don't care what happened, you gonna need somebody who understands because your friends and family ain't. I'm sorry. Not and there is no disrespect whatsoever. But if I call a doctor right now and a doctor is telling me about their day, I can't help them. I don't know what they talking about. I don't that's not my lane. But if somebody called me and they say, man, I talked to my CPA today, and me and Iris is gonna have to have some. I understand them, cause me and Iris be having conversations too, y'all. So, so it's just a lane. No lane is better than any other lane. And I also want to point out that if you are a 9 to 5er, there is nothing wrong with partnering up with a entrepreneur and y'all doing it and you using what you have in the bank to help finance somebody else's dream and then y'all split it 50-50. There is no reason you don't have to do the work. It's plenty of people out here who are looking for people who to invest in their dreams. So if you don't think that that's the lane for you, that's fine. But that does not mean that you can't participate in the lane. Your money can.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Marcus Phillips said in the comments section, clock's ticking.
That I told you.
If you need any other accountability partners, you could call me, in case you want to send me some money to help hold you accountable. Because
you ain't getting it, Marcus.
I'm telling you,
ain't getting it.
Having an accountability partner, it makes it more challenging to give up and quit. It's harder to default when you've made that commitment not only to yourself, you've now said it out loud, you've put it on paper, but now you've made that commitment publicly with someone else who's going to hold you to it. And it's part of a little bit of pride and ego. It makes it more challenging to give up if you commit with someone else.
That's it. And also in the comments section, George P. Brooks said 100. That was coming from Mr. Brooks himself. He been on point with us tonight. We talking about some good stuff. We talking about accountability. Let's talk about laziness. Let's talk about the spirit of lazy. You mentioned something, Sheri, about motivation because you don't want to be, you got to pay bills. You don't want to be homeless. Some people, and let me tell you, I'm just going to be honest with you. Back in the day, men used to love to work. I'm going somewhere.
They still do.
Not all
y'all,
of them.
and y'all are amazing. Thank you.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them. But I'm going to get back to it. I work 8 hours, 16 hours, because I got stuff I want to do. Anyway, I hear some guys always complain about working. They complain about working. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of working. I be seeing these women go harder than y'all. And that's sad. But some guys just don't want to work. But y'all go harder than what y'all do, and I respect y'all for that. But the work ethic, getting out of the spirit of laziness, blaming other people. And I noticed that some guys, which they got this whole thing about modern day women, that's a bunch of crap. They blame women, guys blaming women. It's not, it's her fault that I'm not successful. It's her fault that she's not giving me the time of day. It's her fault that this and that. What do you say about that?
Okay, so first off, to all my hardworking men, I see you. Okay, I appreciate you. Your families appreciate y'all, and please keep up the good work because we need y'all in our community. And please, by all means, get your homeboys in check, okay? Because women can't check y'all. Men are not gonna listen to women. Women ain't gonna listen to men. So we need to collectively fix our own selves and just cheerlead the other one on. That's number one. Number two, okay. It's so as far as men wanting to work or I know plenty of lazy millionaires and plenty of lazy people who make money. You aren't making money if you can't be a little lazy. And I say this because I delegate everything. Okay. I delegate my house cleaning. I delegate my cooking. I delegate laundry. I delegate errands. I don't work in my business. I work on my business. Okay. So you don't see the Waltons in Walmart. You see the Waltons employees, and an employee is a delegation. So plenty of people are wealthy and lazy. And the people, Warren Buffett is actually a really good, because Warren Buffett is wealthy investing in other people's companies. He doesn't own one of his own. He just invests in everybody. And he just get to sit and enjoy the fruits of their labor. So be lazy. Just have the money to back up that laziness.
Well,
I'm perfectly okay with it.
Okay, I'm gonna say on that, but I'm talking about the ladies that don't want to do anything. They want y'all to do everything for them. They want to lay on the couch all day. They want to lay in the bed all day. You going out there hustling and bustling, and they think that
somebody gonna be mad at me if I answer that question to the fullest of my ability, but they're allowed to.
Well, no, the answer
to that real. Is they're allowed to. They're allowed to. Somebody provided the couch. Somebody provided the TV. They're allowed to. If they were sitting outside on the curb and nobody was giving them nothing, I bet you that lazy spirit would just jump right on out of them and they would go find something to do. But they're allowed.
They feel like they just got that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Because they think with the wrong mindset. No, they think with the wrong body part. They think all I gotta do
I'm just saying they're allowed to do it. And and me being from Atlanta, the whole men aren't loved unless they brought something. Move to Atlanta if you feel that way and watch what happens. Because the women in Atlanta are the ones that's running that city. Hands, foot, feet down. Like, go to Atlanta and see what happens. Because, baby, I done seen some things, okay? That is the most inaccurate statement. That it's in the top 10 of the most inaccurate statements on the internet. I can't say it's number one, but it's definitely in the top 10.
Okay, we got some more comments from Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks said in the comment section, some of us have fallen off, though, Mr. Brooks said. He also said, but we will work to fix that. Mr. Brooks said we need good mental health. And he also said no man should be lazy. These are comments right now from Mr. Brooks. So y'all want to lab on any of those comments? Especially one where it says...
I think that men in general don't have the support network that women have created for ourselves. I feel that men feel that they have to do all of their battles by themselves. And that is so, people need people. And so I feel that part of what's broken in that community, and this is just what I've observed. I'm not a man, so I'm just going based on outside observation. But y'all do not, women, we support each other. I have 5 girlfriends I can call right now if something is wrong and be like, hey, I need to talk this out. I don't feel that if I was to ask 10 men that, 9 would say they don't have that. And that community is needed. So I do feel that one of the big things is y'all need to mend your own personal relationships with each other and be there for each other as a community of men. And if that one part, and be okay with not being okay. Like, I feel that a couple of generations have had the displeasure of their emotions being kind of stripped from them and they can't have them. And so go to therapy, like take some time off and work on yourself. Take some time off and meet some people who are on the same path and can help you and correct you. Because we're not all right. I have a strong bunch of women who will be like, Sheri, come on now. Like, come on. And I need that. It's not pleasant to hear, but I do feel that that's one of the things that is missing from my point of view. Ms. Shae, I think you was about to say something, but yeah.
No, I think that's so true. I think a lot of us like we can't take constructive criticism that kind of come from both ends. We don't really like taking constructive criticism. We look at everything like, oh, you can't tell me nothing. And whenever you get to a point where nobody can tell you nothing, then you dying because you're not growing, because you're not learning. So if you feel like can't nobody tell you nothing, then you're not gonna be able to grow from the jump. So it's really men kind of have to learn how to, like you said, like learn from each other and take that constructive criticism. Your little brother might be messing up. You should be able to correct your little brother without him being like, man, forget you, and why you think you can tell me this and this and that. It shouldn't be like that. And I think us as women, we able to take it a little bit more better, especially I don't want to say like more better, but like when it comes to taking instruction or being given direction, we more receptive to being given direction than a man. A man gonna be like, well, we'll give them directions and they'll still go the wrong way. So I mean, it just really goes to how, you really accept being given instruction. If you want to be guided and led.
From
Also,
what I see, women are more open to criticism in private, but they act out in public. Men are more available for the criticism in public, but they act out in private.
Yeah.
that's because we got some more comments too. Mr. Brooks, Mr. Brooks said, "True. That's the point of my." He said it's true. That's the point of my nonprofit. We address these main issues with Black men. He said, "You are describing exactly what I'm working towards." And he said, "I need to support women like y'all." That's the comments that Mr. Brooks left in the comment section.
Inbox me. I'm here. I will respond.
Very big advocate of mental health. The reason why I started kickboxing was because of my mental health. My mental health was like failing. I did the whole psychiatry, counseling, medication, all this. I was really seeing it as a numbing agent, especially the medication. And I learned a lot about myself during that time. And getting physical and being active was my mental health like breakthrough. So I definitely am a big advocate for mental health. So definitely reach out to me, Mr. Brooks, and we'll continue that conversation as well. But I'm definitely a big advocate for mental health. I feel like get that person that you can talk to about these type of things. Like Ms. Sheri was like, you have to have these people in place. And if you do not have these people in place, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You probably don't have these people around you because you're too comfortable being complacent where you are. And it's very important that you do get around people that are doing better than you, making sure you're not the highest player, the highest level player in the room. Like she was saying, how I'm supposed to grow if I'm just the only one that know everything? That means I'm constantly in teaching mode. I need to learn, and that's my favorite thing. Like I love being able to be a teacher and a student, because in order to be a good teacher, I have to be an exemplary student. So y'all have to learn how to be a teacher and be a student. You can't be like, I can't learn that. Can't nobody teach me that. Y'all have to stop that. That is not it's not an abundance mindset.
It's
That's
a
it.
teenage mindset. I know everything. Like, you ain't
Yeah.
18, sis. You ain't 21, bro. You
Yeah.
got kids. Like, you got little people watching you. You accountable to somebody. Even if you're not thinking about you being accountable to the big people, be accountable to the little ones you created and
Yes.
grow.
Amazing. Yeah. Got another comment too from Mr. Brooks. He said, "I did martial arts for mental health as well."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard that exercise is the most underused antidepressant that's in the world. Like it really is.
That is true, because like people don't understand where the depression lies in the brain. So when I worked in psychiatry and sleep medicine, I was able to learn about transcranial magnetic stimulation, which is desensitizing the portion of the brain that is they localize the depression that's in the brain. So when you're working out, you are creating feel good endorphins that actually target that portion of the brain and help decrease that depressive feeling because you're putting in all these feel good endorphins and you pumping it through that portion of the brain. You kind of slowly minimizing that depression as time goes on. So people have to understand that your mind really is bigger than your body. So you feeling these type of ways because you in your mind you're going through all these things and you feeling tired because your mind that made your body feel so tired. The things you thinking that made you feel so exhausted. The things you eating that made you feel so bad. So it definitely goes with your mind and your body, y'all. Like it starts in your mind. Everything else has to follow. Like the mindset is the most important, critical part to entrepreneurship, to getting your body right, to leveling up, to whatever. Your mind has to be there first. It has to.
Gotta be. Also, we got another comment from Mr. Brooks. He said we brothers need to heal ourselves, heal with our women and communities. What do y'all say about that?
100% agree.
I agree.
And then another thing he said before the show ends, I want to thank you, ladies, for the thought-provoking conversation. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks, for tuning in tonight. Y'all got a lot of points. Like I learned about, I did not associate working out with a way to reduce and help with depression. So that was very, very powerful, and we talked about sometimes how people don't take constructive criticism. And it's not always pride and ego. Sometimes it's shame because we're embarrassed that we don't know enough. We're embarrassed that we're not where we want to be. So sometimes we exclude ourselves from those circles and those environments and those opportunities because we don't feel worthy, right? And so that comes with taking constructive criticism. Sometimes we reject it because we're embarrassed to be in that predicament. But I think if we, like you said, everything goes back to the mind. If we can get out of the mindset of feeling attacked, being defensive, shame, arrogance, ego, we would be able to step outside of that and take it to a whole nother level, man. Accountability helps. You got to have that self-motivation. You got to have a level of discipline, and you can use your passion to pursue your purpose, but you got to have some realistic, tangible goals set, some action plans in place that actually generate revenue to help you accomplish those things. So sometimes you got to do what you need to do to get to the next level, especially like you mentioned, Sheri, if you're a parent, you got somebody dependent on you. You're going to do what it takes. And even when you're doing your passion, it's going to be something in that business that you don't really like doing. You might not like making the calls. You might not like shipping the orders, but you do what you have to do to take it to the next level. So at the next level, y'all get your mindset right. And it's power in a team, networking, collaboration, as you said, right? Not competition. It's enough out there for all of us.
Awesome stuff. And I love working out myself, of course. Exercise is good. Even though it's good physically, it's also good for my mental health as well. And I ain't gonna lie, man, a real video with me on that bag been going up every day on Instagram. But I just love working out, man, because it makes you feel good. It clears my mind, clears my head, and it's a beautiful thing. And also I want to tell guys, and I'm just talking to the men, get your personal trainer. I have a personal trainer. Get your personal trainer. Get somebody that's going to help you reach your goals, but you're going to have to put in the work. So it's nothing wrong with getting help. It's nothing wrong with getting a personal trainer. Get some mentorship to the men out there. Get your mentor. Find your mentor that's going to help you get your thoughts together. This is something I learned too. It's some idea. I'm 40 years old. I purchased something for the very first time. A journal. I purchased me a journal to start putting my thoughts and stuff together. I write down things. I'm putting Ferman together. That's what I'm putting Ferman together. So I write down things I want to implement in my life. Just like when I get with Shae and I look at stuff and she can vouch for it. When I see different exercises, what I do, Shae, I send them to her. It don't matter what time of the night it is. I could be at work in the middle of the night and she can vouch for it and I send it to her and she implement it in the next day because I'm constantly developing Ferman. So why? So I could be a better version of Ferman. And then when I get married one day, I could be a better version for my wife. And then also when I have kids, I'd be a better version for my children. So I'm constantly involved. And so it's a beautiful thing we're talking about here tonight. So
Successful
fellas,
people
get your
work
journey.
on themselves.
As that. And we know what, and Cherie, we constantly involved. People don't understand what we're doing right now, we're gonna do something totally different tomorrow. Because we're constantly involving. So I tell guys, invest in yourself. Stop making women the top priority because you're a man. Put that to the side. Find your purpose. Find out who you are. Learn who you are. Because a woman's not gonna respect you if you don't know how to lead. I'm just sorry. If you don't know where you at, she's not gonna roll with you. She's not gonna feel secure. She's not gonna be confident in you because you don't know where you're going. And don't depend on her, what we're gonna do now. No, learn how to be yourself. Learn how to think for yourself. Don't be a slave to other people's opinions. Be you, but learn who you are. And we still learning who we are. So y'all have anything y'all want to share before we get off the air? I know we got Sheri. So Sheri, anything you want to share?
Yes, tell us how we can stay connected with you.
Everywhere. So guys, I am on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. On Instagram, my handle is I am Sheri Michele. So is it at TikTok, Sheri Michele, LinkedIn, Sheri Michele. I have a Sheri Michele page on Facebook as well as my Sheri Richardson regular page. And I'm here. I answer. I love talk. I'm absolutely a people person. So if you hit me up, I am going to respond. And I don't withhold knowledge either. So if I know it, I give it because I know it's going to come back from whatever form. So I've had so much fun tonight, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
And also, are you a part of an event that's taking place here in Dallas as well?
Yes, I'm actually going to be speaking at a networking event on Thursday. So I hope that you guys come through. The flyer for the networking event is from 7 to 10 on Thursday. Please come out. It's $25. I'll be talking about how you can use your 9 to 5 to grow your business. And I'm super excited to be there for that. And
what's the location for it? The location for it?
It is on the flyer on my page because I am terrible with addresses.
Is it Irvine? Is it Irvine?
Yes.
That's the same building Shae at. Shae Studios in that same building.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna be in the 211. That's clutch. But I'm like Sheri said, I'm back. I'm working to put back money back into my business because the business can't sink. So I'm like Sheri, whatever I gotta do to keep.
We gotta go get you some milk.
My business to keep it afloat, it happens. If I gotta go work at an event, it's gonna happen. If I gotta go, whatever I gotta do, it's gonna go down to make sure that my business and my success, and I see myself on the other side. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to attend, but I will be there with you in spirit, of course. If it's a replay or if you guys record it in person, definitely let me know. If it's a Zoom, I can attend. If it's you got to, the in person with the Zoom, send me the link. I would love to be there.
What?
Kenny's saying. You saying something, Kenny? Man. So we had a great conversation. We talked about. I know I'm getting this to Anna. Anna good at running stuff down here on the show. She always take out the pinpoints and stuff. I know she's gonna bring it up again. So Anna, go ahead and break down the pinpoints. I know you're so good at that. So the mic is yours.
Well, y'all, everything that needs to be said has been said. We're definitely going to support Miss Sheri Richardson this Thursday. If you're in the Dallas area, please come out and support her event. She gave you her social media, Sheri Michele, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Is very consistent, right? We talked about getting accountability. We talked about creating plans. We talked about letting that ego go so you can take it to the next level. But we also talked about the power of partnering with people that will help you take it to the next level. So if you're working that 9 to 5 and to stay alive and you need to stretch your income, you need to grow your income, you're ready to elevate, you need to partner up with somebody like that, right? That's what she's teaching us all this week. So make sure you tune in for that. If you're an entrepreneur and you're just overwhelmed with what you're doing on the day-to-day basis, You may need to get a partner to help you prioritize and get some structure in your business. Holla at my cousin. She ain't claimed me yet. Holla at my cousin, right? And so I want to say thank you, Ferman, for dropping those. Every time we're on, he drops some inspiration, something he's read, a quote he saw, a book. So I love the enlightenment, and he's a man of God. Kenny, we appreciate you giving us that sports news, and we always appreciate your feedback. Coach Shae coming with the fitness info and the entertainment news. Tonight was phenomenal. But guys, we can't stay on here forever. So I'm going to go ahead and say good night from the podcast, from everybody. Make sure you catch us on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Facebook Live. Share this video. Drop some hearts in the comments, right? If you got something good from tonight, if you got a nugget, let's drop it in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to our channels, and we'll be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night, everybody.
Okay, before we go with that, y'all know I do I new thing. Take your favorite drink tonight. Whether you drink wine, coffee, whatever you drink. Take it, look yourself in the mirror. Toast yourself tonight. Tell yourself in the mirror, I love you. Tell yourself, I have your back. Tell yourself, we gonna make it. Tell yourself that I'm the head and not the tail. Tell yourself that we gonna ride out till the wheels fall off. Encourage yourself tonight, and when you do that, you toast yourself in the mirror. And like Anna said, we'll see y'all next Tuesday. Peace, everybody.